scared.
Parallel and perpendicular lines, day 1. Okay, so there's some new things that we have to talk about. You guys should have heard parallel and perpendicular lines before. Parallel lines are what?
Perpendicular lines never touch them.
Parallel lines never cross. Perpendicular lines are what? Perpendicular lines are what?
They cross.
They cross. Okay, so I want to talk about the slope. Okay, focus. I want to talk about slope. Slope, look up here, measures the steepness of a line.
Yep.
Look. Okay, slope measures the steepness of a line.
Can't see it.
That's fine. Okay. Now, if I have two lines, all right, that are parallel and they never cross, well, they have to have.
They have this.
They have the same steepness. Okay, if they have the same steepness, then they have the same slope. If one is more steep than the other, then they would eventually cross. So those would not have the same slope. Okay, so parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines cross and form a right angle. Okay, if I had two lines like this, are those a right angle?
No. No.
What kind of angles are those?
Obtuse.
Obtuse or acute. Okay, what's right angle mean?
L.
Okay.
Like a big fat L.
An L, okay, a 90-degree angle. Shh. So something like this with the box. Everybody see the box? Remember the box? That means 90 degrees, okay? This is not. This is obtuse and acute. This is 90 degrees, okay, to the best of my abilities. Okay, now, so parallel have same, perpendicular lines cross to form a right angle. So what it says is use the graph below to find the slope of each line. So we're going to start with line A. And then after I find the slope, I want to write the equation y equals mx plus b. To write the equation, what information do I have to have? M and B. Okay, well, I'm going to find the M here. Then when I write the equation, I'm going to have to also find the B. Okay? Okay, so line A. Here's A. We got to rise over run to find the slope. Rise over run. Which way do we always run?
Right.
To the right. So pick two dots. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick this one. Am I going to go up and to the right or down and to the right?
Right.
Up, then right. So I'm going to go up 1. So because I went up, is that going to be positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So I went up 1 to the right, 2. So 1 over 2 is the slope for A. So I have the M to write the equation, but what else do I need? B. And where do I find the B? Y-intercept. So where does it cross the y-axis?
2. At 2.
A crosses at positive 2. So this is going to be y equals 1/2 x plus 2. Because my y-intercept is 2. Everybody with me? Questions? Okay, let's go find B. Here's B. Okay, first I'm going to find the slope. So it doesn't matter which two dots, just pick some. I'll do these two. So am I going to go up and to the right or down and to the right? Up and then to the right. Because I'm going to go up, my slope is going to be positive. So up 1, right 2, positive 1 over 2. To write the equation, I also have to know my B, the y-intercept. So where does line B cross the y-axis?
-3.
-3. So y equals 1/2 x, right with me, minus 3. You have to take care of my calculator. Okay, C. Line C down here, and it goes this way. Okay, find your slope from line C. Pick two dots. Am I going to go up and to the right or down and to the right?
Up to the right.
Up. Up how many?
1, 2.
2 to the right.
1.
1. So it's going to be positive because we went up 2. Because we went up. 2 over 1. Can I reduce that? To 2. Okay, what else do I need to write the equation? The b. Here's where it crosses the y-axis. What point is this?
-8.
-8. So y equals 2x minus 8. Okay, last one. D. Here's D. Going this way. Okay, here's D. Pick 2 points. Am I going to go up and to the right or down and to the right?
Up.
Down. And then to the right. Down and to the right. Because I'm going to go down, what's my slope going to be? Negative. Everybody see why I'm going down and to the right?
Because how it like.
Could I go up and to the right and ever hit the line again? No. So I have to go down and to the right. Okay? So because I go down, that's going to make my slope negative. So down 2 to the right, 1. Down 2, right 1. How can I reduce that? -2. And then I also need my b to write the equation. What's my b of line B?
-8.
-8. It's the same as c. So y equals -2x minus 8. Questions? Okay, parallel. Remember what we said right here. Parallel lines have the same slope. So it says, which lines are parallel?
A and B.
A and B have the exact same slope. So we'll write it A and B. What do you notice about their slopes?
They are the same.
The same. Okay, which lines are perpendicular? Now,
B and A.
AC, BC, AD, BD.
no, nope. Look at the graph. Remember what a 90-degree angle looks like? It's got to have the what?
Oh, so it's A and
Box.
B. It's
Okay, it's got to have the box for 90 degrees. So which lines have the box?
AC, AC,
A
C,
and
and BC.
D have the box. So A and D. Okay?
AD and B.
Shh, let me back. A and D. Okay, they have to have the box. Okay, now, what do you notice about A and D slopes?
They're different.
And D
Look at the slopes. Hold on. What do we notice about their slopes? A and D.
They're different.
One's positive, so write that. One's positive. One's negative. So opposite signs, okay? Is that the only difference?
They have different slopes.
Okay, how are they different?
Because A is 1 over 2, but B is -2 over 1.
Good. What'd you say, Bryce?
They're flipped.
The fraction is flipped. So one's positive, one's negative, and
They're
flipped fraction. Flipped fraction. Okay? So let's talk about that. Parallel, same. Same slope for parallel. Perpendicular. In order for two lines to be perpendicular, okay, the fraction has to be flipped and the sign has to be opposites. One has to be positive, one has to be negative, and the fraction has to be flipped. Does everybody understand? Okay, flip it over. All right, so it's giving me slopes, okay? Then it wants, what would be the parallel slope? Well, parallel, what? Same slope, okay? Perpendicular. Opposite signs, so positive and negative, and flip fraction. I'm just going to say positive, negative, and flip. Okay, y'all kind of know what that means? Plus, minus, and flip. Okay? Okay, so if I had a slope of 2 over 3, what would be the parallel slope to this? 2 over 3, the exact same.
I got a test on this in geometry next
Good.
week.
See? Good. Overlaps. See, this goes into geometry. Yes. Okay, perpendicular. What would be perpendicular?
-3/2.
Okay, the fractions flip, and the positive goes from positive to negative. Okay, so opposite signs and a flipped fraction. Welcome back, Joel Norris. Do you wish you were in here still?
Yes, it's easy.
This class misses you, Joel.
Sure.
Okay, so the fraction flipped and the sign changed. Everybody got it? Okay. -4, if that was my slope, what would be parallel to -4? -4, the exact same. Okay? Then perpendicular. Okay, so it's negative, perpendicular would be positive, opposite signs. Then I gotta flip the fraction. Well, -4 is not a fraction. How do I flip that? Yeah, you do.
1/4.
You gotta turn it to a fraction. So if I turn -4 into a fraction, how do I do that? Over 1. Now that it's a fraction, I can flip it. So 4/1 flipped would be 1/4. Do they have opposite signs? Yes. One's positive, one's negative. Flip fraction. Okay? With me? Okay. -1/4. What would be parallel to -1/4? -1/4. The same thing. What would be perpendicular? 4/1, which reduces down to 4. One's negative, one's positive, flip fraction. 2. What would be parallel to 2? 2, the exact same. Okay, what would be perpendicular? So I got to put it as a fraction. Shannon, what are you doing? Then I got to flip the fraction, 1/2, and change its sign. Okay, last one. Okay, parallel would be what?
0.
0. Perpendicular would be what?
Would be 1/0?
Okay, so if I want to put it as a fraction, listen. If I want to put it as a fraction, it's over 1, right? Then if you flip it, it would be
1/0.
1/0. Can you have 0 on the bottom?
No.
No. No, you can't just turn that to 1.
0.
Okay, please.
That's you.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, 0. If I have a slope of 0, what type of line?
Undefined.
If I have a slope of 0, what type of line?
Point.
Poi. Right? What's the opposite of poi?
Bus.
Bucks. What's the slope of a vertical line?
Undefined.
Undefined. Does everybody understand that? That's why it's undefined, because you can't have 0 in the bottom of a fraction. What are you doing?
I'm just looking at the paper.
Okay. Making sure you're not on your phone, are you? I sure hope not. I'll email this video to your parents. Are you? Okay. I trust you.
You shouldn't.
All right, examples. 1, 2, and 3. Determine the given lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. All right. So, what am I looking at when I'm trying to decide if they're parallel, perpendicular, or neither? The slope. Okay, I'm looking at the slope. So when I look at these lines, I'm looking where? The slope. Well, you can look at these lines or the equations and tell that they're y equals mx plus b, right? All of them are in this form. So which letter represents slope? In this.
Right by X.
M. Okay, the number right in front of x. So this equation, what's the slope? -1/2, -1/2. What's my slope for the second equation? +2. Parallel neither?
Perpendicular.
How do you know? It doesn't matter if they're different. Okay, it matters if one's positive, one's negative, and the fraction is flipped. How would you write 2 as a fraction?
1 over 2.
Over 1. 2 over 1. Is the fraction flipped?
No.
1 over 2, 2 over 1. Yes. Is 1 positive and 1 negative?
Yes.
Yes. So this is perpendicular. Okay, look at the next one. What's my slope of this one?
Oh.
3. What's the slope of the next one?
3.
Parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Hi, this one, chair. Yes, I do. Okay, Brandon.
Yeah.
I know.
Do not
The video, Brandon, will be on classroom bathroom.
Yes.
Okay?
Wait, what is 0?
Probably just going to 6 5.
Yes, I'm going to sit
There you
like
go.
this.
Okay. I've got 3 and negative 3. Are they the exact same?
No.
No. One's positive, one's negative. Are they flip fraction? No. Okay, if I put them as a fraction, 3 over 1, negative 3 over 1, did the fraction flip?
No.
So what is this?
Neither.
Neither. Would these lines cross?
No. Well, yes.
They would cross, but do they cross at a 90-degree angle?
No.
No. Okay. Next one. What's the slope of this one?
1 over 7.
Right. Can I say x over 7 as a slope?
Yes.
Can you rise over run with x? No. What number is in front of the x?
1.
1. So my slope is 1 over 7. What's the slope of the other one? 1 over 7. Parallel, perpendicular, neither. Parallel. They're the exact same. Okay, now this, are we good so far?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to step it up one notch. Okay, maybe a few. It says write the equation. Bye, Brandon. Write the equation. So my answer is going to be a what? An equation. Write the equation in slope-intercept form, which is, I gotta take care of my calculator. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so that's going to be my answer. Of a line that passes through the given point and is parallel to the graph of the given equation. Okay, so what this is saying is it's giving me a line right here, right? An equation is really just a line on a graph. I could graph this equation and it would be a line. Everybody with me? Okay? What it wants is a brand new line that's parallel to the original, this one. Okay, so this is the original line. And I want a new one that's parallel to this. Okay, with me? My new line is going to go through this point. Now, if I want something parallel to this line, I need its slope. So what is the slope of this line here, the original? 5 over 2 is the original slope. Now, if I want a new line that's parallel to 5 over 2, what would my new slope be? 5 over 2, the exact same, because parallel means same slope. Does the y-intercept matter? No, I don't care where it crosses the y-axis. All I care about is that they're parallel. Okay? So I'm done with the original equation. I don't need that anymore. If you want to cross it out, cross it out. I don't care. Okay, I don't need this equation anymore. Now, I have my new slope for my new line. Levi, pick it up, please. My new slope for my new line and my new point. So I've got a point and a slope. What do I do to write an equation? Do I have my slope and y-intercept.
Yeah.
I don't have my b. It's not giving me the b, so I can't do y equals mx plus b. I have my n, but not my b. Remember this day of notes right here? Point slope. If you have a point and a slope. Here it gave you a point and a slope. So we put it into this question and solved. Remember this? Day 3 of those. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I have a point and a slope, so I'm going to plug it into point slope form. Everybody write it. Minus 1 equals n times x minus x. Okay, here we go. So regular y is going to stay regular y. Minus y1. Well, what number represents y? 9. Okay, y1 has a number with it, so it's going to change to a number. Well, the y spot is 9, so this is going to change to 9. Write this with me. Then I've got an equal sign. And then I've got n. What's my new n? 5 over 2. Write this with me. Then I've got parentheses. X. Then I've got a minus sign. And then x1 has a number. And what number is representing x? 2. Am I finished? No. What form does it want it in? Y equals mx plus b. So we got to solve. Get rid of your parentheses first. How do I get rid of parentheses? Distribute. 5 over 2 times x? 5 over 2x. 5 over 2 times negative 2. Write with me. You have to know how to do this. It's on your test. Negative 5 equals y minus 9. Is y by itself? What do I do? Add 9. Where do I write it on the other side? Under this like term. Good. Under the 5. Okay, I'm left with y equals 5 over 2x and then negative 5 plus 9?
4.
Positive 4. Is this y equals mx plus b? Yes, that's my answer. Okay, so we're kind of mixing 2 different days of notes here. Okay, number 5. Write the equation. So my answer is going to be an equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Of a line that passes through the given point and is perpendicular to the graph of the given equation. So here's my original line. And I want a new line. So my new line is going to have this point and a new slope. All right, I want it perpendicular to this. What would be perpendicular? So switch the sign and flip the fraction of your slope. Okay, now I've got my x and my y, a point and a slope, so I'm going to plug it into point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Make sure you write everything that I write, so when you go back to your notes and look at it, it's all there. Figure it out, Levi. Levi, figure it out, please. Levi, thank you. Okay, so regular y is going to stay regular y. And then I have minus a y with a number 1, so it's going to change to a number. What number represents y?
Negative.
And it's negative, so I got to have its helmet on. Parentheses. Equals my new n, which is negative 9 over 2, parentheses, regular x stays x, minus x with a number, so it's going to change to a number, which is 6. All I did was plug my numbers in. Play the matching game. The number with the letter. Okay. What's this really?
Plus.
Plus, connect the lines. Okay, so this is really y plus 13 equals. How do I get rid of parentheses over here? Distribute the negative 9 over 2 times x, negative 9 over 2x, negative 9 over 2 times negative 6. Right with me.
27.
Positive 27. Okay, it's y by itself?
No.
Oh, gotta subtract 13. Line it up with its like term. Y equals negative 9 over 2x plus 14. Is that y equals mx plus b?
Yes.
Yep. That's my answer. Once you guys finish writing. Questions? Do you have questions?
No, I just looked with the previous one. The only difference is the minus and the plus sign. The number 4.
You mean right here?
No, the actual fully down both of them. The start one and the finish one. Plus 4 and minus 1.
Okay, so where's it?
What equals?
Oh, here.
5 over 2, yeah.
Yes, because they have to have the same slope because they're parallel. But just, it's not always going to be like that.
I don't understand.
Okay. Now, the slope will always be the same because they're the parallel, they're the same slope. Just like this one, the slope is perpendicular. Okay, so you're really just finding that y-intercept. Okay? Any questions? Yes, now you may go. Okay.